think one drink won't hurt. Think again. Alcohol is often called a social lubricant, a celebration drink, or simply a way to relax after a long day. But beneath the glossy advertising campaigns and colorful bottles lies a dark, complicated history and science that many people never hear about. Since ancient times, humans have consumed fermented drinks, from rice wines in Asia to meads in Europe. And each culture has glamorized alcohol in different ways. In India, alcohol consumption has deep roots, from traditional toddy in villages to expensive whiskey brands in big cities. But while people toast to friendships, relationships, and success, very few pause to ask what alcohol is actually doing to their brain and body. The human brain is a complex organ with billions of neurons, and alcohol acts as a depressant, interfering with neurotransmitters like GABA and glutamate. This is why you feel buzzed, your inhibitions lower, and your decision-making gets impaired. At first, people feel relaxed and confident, but as consumption increases, coordination declines, memory weakens, and judgment becomes dangerously poor. Over time, chronic drinking leads to severe changes in brain structure and function. The hippocampus, responsible for memory, shrinks. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thinking and self-control, deteriorates. This isn't just a theory. Brain scans of long-term drinkers clearly show shrunken gray matter, weakened connections, and changes similar to what is seen in early dementia patients. Yet, these dangers rarely make it into beer commercials or Bollywood scenes. In fact, advertising has played a huge role in building alcohol's glamorous image. In India, as in many countries, alcohol ads cleverly avoid directly showing drinking. Instead, they show parties, laughter, beautiful beaches, and successful, attractive people. This marketing preys on human psychology, our desire to fit in, feel important, and escape stress by associating alcohol with success and happiness. Brands make you believe you're missing out if you don't drink. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that thrives on your vulnerabilities. But it doesn't stop at ads. Governments worldwide, including India's, benefit hugely from alcohol taxes. In some states, alcohol taxes contribute up to 25% of total state revenue. This creates a dangerous conflict of interest. How can a government honestly campaign against alcohol when it's earning billions from its sale? And so, strict regulation is often missing. Warnings are weak, and loopholes allow alcohol companies to continue hooking new customers, especially young people. Social drinking culture is so normalized that even teenagers in urban India now find it cool to drink at parties. Alcohol is considered a rite of passage, a mark of freedom, a symbol of modern life. But this normalization hides an epidemic of addiction, broken families, violence, and economic loss. In India, more than 160 million people are estimated to consume alcohol, and almost 15 million are dependent on it. Domestic violence cases, road accidents, liver disease, and mental health disorders are all heavily linked to alcohol use. Every day, families lose loved ones, careers are destroyed, and futures are ruined. all because of a substance glamorized as harmless fun. Biologically, alcohol affects nearly every organ. The liver, the body's detox powerhouse, suffers the most, leading to fatty liver disease, hepatitis, and cirrhosis. The heart faces increased risk of high blood pressure, irregular rhythms, and cardiomyopathy. The immune system weakens, making the body more prone to infections. Cancer risks, especially mouth, throat, liver, breast, and colon, rise dramatically with alcohol consumption. Even small, social amounts are not safe. Recent studies show no level of alcohol is truly risk-free. Meanwhile, the gut microbiome, the community of bacteria living in your digestive tract, gets disrupted, which can worsen depression and anxiety, forming a vicious cycle of drinking to cope and then feeling worse. Yet, myths keep people trapped. A little wine is good for the heart is a classic example. While some compounds in red wine like resveratrol have been studied for heart benefits, the alcohol itself largely negates these effects. In reality, the net benefit is minimal or zero. Another myth: I'm not an alcoholic, I only drink socially. But addiction isn't just about daily drinking or morning drinking. It's about dependence, needing a drink to feel normal, to relax, to fit in. The lines are blurry, and by the time someone realizes they're addicted, their brain circuits have already changed. Withdrawal symptoms, anxiety, tremors, sweating, nausea make quitting even harder, and many relapse despite repeated attempts. Culturally, alcohol divides society. In rural areas, alcohol-related poverty traps families in debt cycles. In cities, corporate culture uses alcohol to network and bond, sometimes subtly pressuring employees to drink or risk being excluded. Festivals, weddings, birthdays, almost every social event now involves alcohol, making it nearly impossible for someone to stay sober without feeling like an outcast. Media and movies reinforce this image. The hero celebrates with champagne, the heroine flirts over cocktails, the villain drinks to plot evil. We subconsciously learn that alcohol is fun, sexy, rebellious, and above all, normal. But what about the hidden costs? Alcohol-related violence is a silent killer in India. More than 40% of all violent crimes are linked to alcohol. Women face abuse, children witness trauma, and entire communities live in fear. Economically, families lose primary breadwinners to alcohol-induced diseases or accidents, plunging them into poverty. Society bears the cost through overburdened healthcare systems, lost productivity, and increased crime rates. The environment suffers too. Alcohol production consumes vast amounts of water, energy, and raw materials, adding to pollution and resource scarcity. All these consequences are carefully hidden behind colorful bottles and catchy taglines. Alcohol companies also fund corporate social responsibility (CSR) campaigns to appear socially responsible, while simultaneously lobbying against stricter regulations. It's a masterclass in double standards. They support anti-drunk driving ads while promoting party culture. They donate to health causes while fueling liver disease epidemics. They sponsor sports events, creating associations between drinking and athleticism, tricking youth into thinking alcohol and fitness can coexist. But why is alcohol so addictive? The answer lies deep in the brain's reward system. Alcohol triggers the release of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, creating a temporary sense of euphoria. Over time, the brain adapts by reducing natural dopamine production, leading to tolerance. You need more alcohol to feel the same high, eventually. Drinking becomes less about pleasure and more about avoiding withdrawal pain. This transition from wanting to needing is the essence of addiction, unlike food or water, which we need for survival. Alcohol hijacks natural reward circuits, making it an artificial yet powerful motivator. Once hooked, breaking free feels almost impossible without professional help, support groups, and strong willpower. In India, rehab centers are often stigmatized, expensive, and inaccessible to the majority. Families hide alcohol problems to save honor, worsening mental health crises. Young people are especially vulnerable. In colleges, hostel parties normalize binge drinking, peer pressure, curiosity, and social media hype push teenagers to experiment early. As their brains are still developing, alcohol interferes with learning, memory, and emotional regulation, increasing risks of lifelong dependency and mental health disorders. The result is a generation less resilient, more anxious, and less focused on long-term goals. Meanwhile, alcohol-related accidents, especially road crashes, kill thousands every year. According to reports, nearly 1 in 5 road deaths involve drunk driving in India. Behind every statistic is a human story. A young engineer on his way home, a mother picking up her child, a father returning from work. Lives lost, families shattered, dreams buried. Then there's the question of policy. While some states impose partial or total bans like Gujarat or Bihar, illegal smuggling and black markets thrive, often leading to toxic home-made alcohol that kills even more. Prohibition without proper rehabilitation and education can worsen the problem rather than solve it. True change needs a multi-pronged approach. Strict advertising regulations, higher taxes, better public education, accessible rehab facilities, and cultural shifts away from glamorizing alcohol. Countries like Iceland and Sweden have seen success through heavy regulation and public awareness campaigns. They limit retail hours, control pricing, ban most alcohol ads, and provide robust social support systems. India can learn, but it requires courage to fight the powerful alcohol lobby and societal complacency. On a personal level, quitting or reducing alcohol is an act of self-respect and rebellion against a system designed to profit from your pain. Replacing drinking with healthier habits, sports, music, art, meditation can help rewire the brain's reward circuits. Support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous AA and therapy can provide community and accountability. Family support is critical, but so is self-compassion. Slips may happen. What matters is getting back up and continuing the journey. In the end, alcohol is not just a personal choice. It's a public health issue, a social justice problem, an economic burden, and an environmental hazard. The next time you see a glossy whiskey ad or a movie scene romanticizing cocktails,